Right, been away a while, huh? Right, that meeting down there when they passed that field, totally 100% corrupt. Everybody's seen that, who with any kind of frontal part of your brain that works would see that was totally 100% corrupt the way they've done it. I'm not going to get into the details because it's going to come out anyway. So we had the meeting with Catherine McKinnell and the guy who works for her, Damien Greenhoff, on the laptop. That was a bit of a tussle, that meeting, and Catherine tried about 4 times or so to stop that meeting, and of course we're saying no, it's not stopping. No, there's loads to come out, yeah, we've got stuff to say here and all that. So anyway, I'm not going to go any further on what was really went on that part, but I'll say this part. So at the beginning I says, look at Catherine, I'm just going to read this out first and I'm just going to do something and we'll get into the back and forward question if we can, please. So this is what I read to Catherine McKinnell and Damien Greenhoff. Right, this field's been premeditated by the council, the Labour Council here. First one, 2014 council in talks with Sport England, then the goalposts taken down, stop cutting the grass to get around the 5-year playing field rule. There was councillors on many occasions asked to get that grass cut for to get the residents and the youth on it, and they refused it. They refused ward money and the rest, you know this. 2, borrowed £240,000 for the traffic lights in Stump Road before any plans were submitted, making traffic pollution outside 2 primary schools terrible. A lot worse, of course. Skateboard park taken down over lies and false pretences. We can show all this. Noisy machinery at 6 AM in the morning, that speaks it, man, eh? 6 AM in the morning with big machines breaking it out there. We know why that would be, of course, there. Principal Housing Officer Helen Denham said, well, we thought we're bringing the development forward, we might as well take it out. And she also admitted there was 2 houses going on the skateboard park before any plans had been submitted, eh? Really. You can do my lottery numbers there. Oh, terrible you saw, terrible. Inspector Joanna Gilbert, sent up by the Secretary of State to pass a DAP in Thornley Road development. In attached notes, pockets of open space, our field being one of the open spaces that was mentioned in this, she said these will remain accessible. 1 month later, they moved it into Property Services, the council, the Labour Council, and put it up for sale, of course. Taking any notice, an inspector, it's been sent up over on £1,000 plus expenses a day. Think she has something to say about that. Where's her kind of integrity going to be brought into this? Like, does she know about this or not? Right, Labour ward councillors and officers have lied on many occasions, breaking Newland's 7 principles of public life. Paperwork proves this totally unacceptable. We can show it 100%, you know it. Right, I'll come back to that part. I said, we have 3 years of paperwork and can show 100% this to be premeditated. There's been no democracy or accountability. It's been anything but that. We, over 3,000 of your constituents, Catherine, want you as our Member of Parliament to email the Chief Exec, Pam Smith, I believe it is now, to have an immediate halt put on this development. And we require a public investigation. This is extremely serious. Now, this was mentioned on many occasions to Catherine and Damien. This is very serious. We 100% can prove it and show it. We have it. We've got it. And they're going to try and block it, of course. So, we found out a little bit. Somebody says, have a look at this. So there's 2 or 3 private companies based in the Civic Centre down there. And they're called Tynex, the private companies. 4 or 5 of them on the board of them companies are ones we've dealt with regarding this field. Now them are due to do with, hold on, let's get this. Tynex Residential Limited Companies and Tynex Commercial there. Haven't looked right back into that, like, but I bet you there's something going on there. How can that be? That's got to be conflicts of interest, surely, you know. Something fishy going on back there. Right, I'll get to this part, yeah. So when it was in the plan, in front of the planning committee, One of the guys that was speaking for us, we gave him a few minutes and then I hired him who didn't want to hear it all, of course. Tracy Mitchell, representing the residents as an independent councillor, a local councillor, she made representations there, Labour councillors not to be seen, premeditated this, I'll come back to them. So when she was bringing things up, and of course the part about the field where it's got significant levels of carcinogens, they didn't even know about that. So what they do, this is how they do it in the planning department. So that portal have got all that information, it's serious allegations and information on there. They've never even passed part of that over to them. They just cherry pick a couple of bits out and don't even show them that. So they weren't even aware about the pollution. So when Tracy Mitchell brought up about the pollution aspect, they say as well, we've got nothing about this. So when Angela was putting some information down to tell her about it, they just passed it to say, oh look, we're going to pass this now. There's something about some COVID or something, or somebody's got COVID, we're passing it now. Corruptly passed it there and then without hearing all the information, people. And then some of them Labour councillors were out the next day on the doorsteps, knocking around people's doorsteps, canvassing. COVID, you dirty to the core at the end as well. Right, David Coop, a Labour councillor. Right, he said at that meeting in the planning, he's never come across a lack of openness and transparency in 10 years on the planning committee. This is a Labour guy standing up saying this. Hey, David Cook, man, you must have some integrity, mate. There's not many years, man, but I'm telling you, you're in the wrong party if you've got some integrity and all that. And hey, bit of respect for you, David, mate. Damien Greenhoff, right. So, when that meeting was going on with the computer, we'd had it on once before, and it went on lockdown there, went all strange and cut short and all sorts. So it went on the blink again there when we're doing this. We had the full half hour, we made sure we forced the full half hour. So it went on lockdown, the picture again for a minute or so. But when it went on lockdown, it come back on, and they didn't know, I didn't think they knew we could see them, but we could see them. So Catherine McKinnell's in a room or wherever she is, and she then turns to the side and she's talking to people or peoples at the side for a few seconds while we're waiting. And then when I looked at the other side, Damien Greenhoff's doing the same, talking to somebody or some people in his wherever he was at the side, out of view of course. And he was laughing when he was talking about it. I could see it, me and Angela witnessed this. So when I come back on, says, hey Damien, you know when that went on lockdown there, how come you were laughing and all that? The people at the side, I says, this isn't any laughing matter, mate. This is very, very serious, yeah. And of course he waffled a bit, but really, sure. Right, Angela brought out her a note, and she said to Catherine and Damien, of course we didn't know Damien's name then. So she said, is there a Damien Greenhoff around here? And he says, yeah, I'm Damien Greenhoff. Pardon. So she says, well, you a councillor? Over here. He says, no, I'm not a councillor. She goes, no. I says, yeah, check the date. And so she come back and she says, right, 2016, were you a councillor in West Denton? And of course he was in 2016. Well, lo and behold, Angela had it's in the other room, of course, a paperwork with it on, whose name is on that as well. Helen Denham to Damien Greenhoff, Melissa Davis, who was there at the time. She's jumped ship, she must know what's happening. And that old Brian Hunter, who's a total waste of time, doesn't bother, who's on the plan committee, part of the premeditation of this, with the other clowns of course. And she says, well, did you inform the residents? Catherine tried to get what off him a bit and that, saying, look, you had to talk to me, and oh aye, well you had to talk to you, but this is very relevant to you. So she forced it through again. Did you, Damien Greenhoff, inform the residents about the development? Because the paperwork had the development on, said that road, stump road and traffic lights were put in as part of that. And he wouldn't answer, of course. I wonder why. But the paperwork was there, so he would have been better answering it and just saying, aye, well, you know, you didn't look as bad, you know. Terrible, terrible. And them councillors over here, them two Labour councillors, Simon Barnes and Brian Hunter, them have premeditated this. Them blatantly told us lies at a meeting, people. breaking Nolan's 7 principles, quite a few of them. They blatantly told were lies. At the meeting said they didn't know about the development, so they were caught out at that meeting with 15 to 20 of were there, and also on paperwork in their own Labour leaflet, just saying that they didn't know about it, lies, nothing, we caught them out, all of them out on paperwork. Many officers and councillors have been caught out here and are trying to ignore it, because this is big, people, I'm telling you. Right, let's have a look. Right, when they sent with information, because we want to get the Secretary of State, tell him what's going on, and get a hold, of course, and have a look at it, see if it's the right thing what they're doing, and of course it's not. So when they sent us the information, that's for the person that's putting the application in, so that's Catherine and Damien had sent with the wrong information when we told them about it. They've sent us some more now, which just come a few days ago, and there's about 30 pages, of course. I believe it's called a colon or something. We're looking into that now, and we're going to get this forward now, that like, so we'll see, yeah. Chief Exec Pam Smith, she's had serious emails. The new Chief Exec, she's only been in a few weeks now. She put a one back Angela just before that committee meeting, saying, oh, they'll be transparent, open and accountable, openness and accountability and all that crap. Total opposite of what you put to her. And that was a sham. Now, if any of them have watched that, they'll know straight away themselves. Anybody, and that was watched by quite a few people, and they know it's dirty and it's rotten to the core. So what she's done, she's basically getting Michelle Percy, who have had deals with her for Michelle Percy. Not good either. She looks bad with emails forward. She looks even worse, no man, because she just reiterated the same crap as what Pam Smith just put. Transparency, accountability and all the rest, they're honest and open, and they're the opposite, so they're just talking crap basically and just sticking with that, and it's not right. The facts show the opposite, people. The opposite, yeah, and we will show it. Right, I think that's about it. What else, yeah. There you go, man. Nolan's 7 principles of public life. Breaking loads of them on loads of occasions, and that can't be acceptable. So when we got to near the end with the meeting with Catherine, she says, well, what do you want me to do? I says, I'll tell you what we want you to do. We want you to do the right thing, and we want you to help the residents, your constituents, take this forward, and we want you to put down the Pam Smith and get an immediate halt on this with a email, get it down there. So she was going to put one down at him, now she's putting that email. She hasn't shown where it, we've never heard it yet, so I'm not sure what she's put, but I hope it's strong words, and it needs to be, because this is very serious, very, very serious. And Angela's attached notes to that, and she's put on some serious stuff, as you can imagine, and we're waiting now for Pam Smith to answer back to the Catherine McKinnell, and also ourselves, and we'll see what they say, eh? Absolutely disgraceful, man. Disgraceful. And anybody who's out there, man, start spreading the word. Get these Labour Council people out. They're not fit for the job, and especially in this ward, these 2 Labour councillors have let this be taken with Newcastle Labour Council. They're letting it be taken, people. I'm telling you. Right, I'll just address this before I go, and it's just come to us. So, Kipper Forbes, you dirty liar. You're a blatant liar. You're not fit on the job. Now he's crying. People are spilled milk because of getting him out doing where he's sitting doing the road, of course. They must have twigged him, of course, and getting him out. Total clown, you know. Have a look doing where he's been, man. See if it's making it any better or not. Of course it's not. And then he's talking like, he's crying on, saying he might have to run somewhere else. Well, good luck with that, and you total clown, man, because there's more trouble coming your way. You think you've had trouble doing there. Wait till we get to you, you total idiot. You think you're getting in public telling blatant lies and just ignore after all that, and we'll get to the crack what you said to me wife on an email. You're a dirty, low-life scumbag, mate. So yeah, we'll get back ease with the rest of the clowns. Now there is good officers out there somewhere, and there is good councillors, of course. We come across them, but unfortunately in the Labour end of the market, man, we're not coming across them, apart from that guy there, David Cook, who's got some integrity. But remember all the rest, she put 36 open letters out to them, and they never had the decency to answer back. They just said, protocol bullshit, so they didn't have to answer it because they don't care. And another clown, I'm forgetting her name now, who was Karen once before, that was supposed to get parachuted in here, the Labour Supremo, proper total idiot. Well, she must have knew about that, people there, because she's to do with the highways, and she put them traffic lights in. So she was asked questions before and all that, and that was before Damien knew about it. So she's knew about this being specifically for the development before any plans or residents were known about it. So, you know, it goes a bit deeper further, and there's a lot more people caught out in it, right, that'll do. Didn't watch that telly, man, it's total garbage, it's lies, narratives, arrests, switch it all off, man. It's bullshit, they're misleading you. Get on social media, there's lots out there. Anybody who wants any information, good social media for this country and in America, lots of well following these people, and it's the truth, and it makes these look like total idiots, man. Yeah? Take care, we'll be back, you know. We'll see what they say, and then we'll come back and we'll start to get some of this out. No, Catherine, before I forget, Catherine didn't really want this, some of this out in public, she was mentioning and stuff and all that, but there's residents that need to know this, and it's critical that they know what's going on around here, and just always do the right thing, man. Right, see you later, take care.